Welcome to Mystic History. Picture this. The year is 9 AD. Three entire Roman legions, the 17th, 18th, and 19th, are marching through a dark, dense German forest. They're led by Publius Quinctilius Varus, a seasoned Roman general. They're confident, maybe a little too confident. They are the might of Rome, after all. What could possibly go wrong? Well, everything. This is the story of the Battle of Teutoburg Forest, a clash that wasn't just a battle, but a brutal three-day ambush that sent shockwaves through the Roman Empire and forever defined the line between civilized and barbarian. So who were these barbarians? To the Romans, the term barbarian was a catch-all for anyone who wasn't Roman or Greek. It was less about how uncivilized you were and more about whether you spoke Latin or Greek. The peoples they faced across the Rhine and Danube rivers, the Gauls, the Goths, the Vandals, and in this case a coalition of Germanic tribes, were seen as wild, disorganized, and inferior. But this view was dangerously simplistic. These Germanic tribes weren't just savages running around in bearskins. They had complex social structures, sophisticated metalworking skills, and a fierce warrior culture deeply tied to their land and their freedom. They were masters of their environment, especially the dark, treacherous forests that the Romans hated. Leading the Germanic tribes in this fateful ambush was a man named Arminius. And here's the twist. Arminius was no stranger to Rome. In fact, he was a Roman citizen. He'd been taken as a noble hostage in his youth, raised in Rome, and had even earned Roman citizenship and the rank of equestrian. He served in the Roman army, learned their tactics, their strategies, their language, and their weaknesses. He knew the Roman war machine from the inside out. Varus, the Roman commander, trusted Arminius completely. He considered him a loyal ally. So when Arminius came to him with false reports of a local rebellion, Varus didn't hesitate. He diverted his three legions from their planned route, leading them straight into the trap Arminius had meticulously prepared in the Teutoburg forest. What happened next was a nightmare for the Romans. The weather turned, with torrential rain turning the ground into a muddy swamp. The narrow forest paths broke the Romans' disciplined marching formation, stretching them out into a vulnerable, miles-long column. Then the attack came, not a pitched battle in an open field, where Roman discipline would have won the day, but a storm of javelins and arrows from all sides, from warriors who appeared, struck, and vanished back into the woods. The Romans were trapped. For 3 agonizing days, they were harried, ambushed, and cut down. Their superior training and equipment meant little in the suffocating chaos of the forest. In the end, it was a total annihilation. Almost all 20,000 Roman soldiers, along with their commander Varus, were killed. The cherished eagles, the sacred standards of the 3 legions, were captured. An unbearable humiliation for Rome. When the news reached Emperor Augustus in Rome, he was devastated. The historian Suetonius tells us that for months Augustus would wander his palace, unshaven and distraught, banging his head against the doors and crying out, "Quinctilius Varus, give me back my legions." This single defeat had a profound impact. It halted Roman expansion into Germania for good. The Rhine River became the permanent, heavily fortified border of the empire. The barbarians had proven they could not only resist Rome, but deliver a blow so devastating it would haunt the Roman psyche for centuries. The conflict between Romans and barbarians wasn't just one battle, of course. It was a centuries-long saga of raids, wars, treaties, and trade. The Goths would eventually sack Rome itself in 410 AD, a sign of the empire's decline. But the Battle of Teutoburg Forest stands out. It was the moment the barbarians showed the world that they were not just a nuisance on the frontier, but a force capable of humbling the greatest empire the world had ever known. It was a brutal lesson written in blood that even the most powerful can be brought low by those they underestimate. If you want to continue unearthing the forgotten battles and lost secrets of the past, make sure you join our expedition. Hit that subscribe button and become a fellow explorer of mystic history.